Hey everyone, welcome to the USA Crypto Group. Today we have TxHash Dome joining us for this AMA session. TxHash Dome's mission is to streamline the processes of connecting businesses to service providers, vice versa, and to be effective and efficient. Like always, this AMA is not financial advice, and there's no commitment to the team. Without further delay, I'd like to welcome Digital to USA Crypto Group. Digital, if you can start out introducing yourself, give us a little insight about yourself and your team, please.
Yeah, sure thing. So everybody knows me as Digital, but my real name is Buen. I live in Florida right now. So I started with crypto. I was in the stock market here and there, back in like 2017, 18, 19. And I started, looking for some crypto stuff as well, and I did see Dodge. I know a lot of people's stories the same thing, but I've seen Dodge actually before they had their like before the Elon Musk tweeted and everything. So basically, for like 300-400, I picked up close to $500,000 Dogecoin at the time. And I did sell some of it when, before obviously the, ATH and whatnot. I pulled out some profits, and yeah, I ended up, liking it. And then, the whole scandal with the GME, AMC, and everything like that happened on the stock market. And ever since then, I pulled all my funds out, and I haven't looked back. I didn't want the sort of say, the government and the Wall Street to manipulate the trades if they're not going into their favor. So I moved all my funds to Binance. I started with some other coins there, but yeah. And I did my first sort of say like startup project that I was in was the SafeMoon, right? I did hear about it on TikTok, and I figured what the hell, might as well try it. And I did make some profits there. I moved on to Elongate, and had a couple projects here and there as well. And one of the recent projects, I guess, that I stepped in was INDC, or Nano Dogecoin. The team and I, at first, we had a love and hate relationship the way that they were doing it. But afterwards, we had everything, figured out. I was actually not technically on their team, but I was sort of say like a shiller for their team and for their project profits that they had going on. And yeah, it took off after that. So after the INDC, I actually had an offer from at the time close friend to join MetaRuffy. I'm sure some of you guys have heard of them, MR or MetaRuffy. I joined them back in January, actually, January 16th, way before the sales and the launch and all that. And I parted with the team back in March of back in March 22nd, actually, is when I left them. So that's a little bit about me. And like I said, I do live in Florida. I've been here since 2019 as well. And that's where I'm currently at. So a little bit about the team. So I'm basically, leading the team and giving out the ideas and whatnot. Our COO, he's Real Fin Crypto. He's actually from MetaRuffy as well. He's one of the original core members from MetaRuffy. We have Mark. He's from Australia. He's a CFO. And him and I met back in the INDC. We were actually on the mod team and, working together as well. Penance, Crypto Penance is in the chat with us as well. He joined the team also. Him and I know each other for about 10, 15 years now. So he's a really good friend of mine. He does social media for us, all the postings and taking care of that aspect. We do have Adam as well. He's a really good friend of mine. Him and I have been in a couple projects as well. He actually did. He started shilling for me, but he ended up being really good at it. And I took care of him. He took care of me, and now we're on the same team. And we do have Blonde Bomb. She is actually from a lot of these people, we met each other through through INDC or Nano Dogecoin. But Blonde Bomb, she's in XDC, if you guys know who they are as well. She's our assistant. She basically, gathers all the information, makes it nice and neat for, whoever needs it. And let's see. We have Scoreds Official, so he's actually the owner of Scoreds.com. They basically do everything that's sort of say needed for either crypto or a website or anything like that. They're a professional company based in India, and he's our CTO. And it's him plus 6 people that he has working on our project right now. All the coding, the smart contract, the escrow contract, all that. And the next we have Neil frickin' Diamond Hands. He's another person from or another core member or ex-core member of MetaRuffy as well. He did their NFTs, NFT designs, and that's what he's going to be doing for us as well. And then for the final person, we have Life Crypto. He's, I believe he's from SoCal Token as well. He's doing a really great job for our team. He's basically has, I would say, probably the most responsibilities. He's going to be our shill lead. He's going to be doing, marketing proposals. He's going to be supervising our moderators. He's going to be hunting AMAs and, making deals with people basically on the back end. And besides those people, we do have probably up to 10 right now outside advisors. Some of them are owners of the other teams. Some of them are in AMA channels and etc. So we do have a quite extensive team. And we do have our DAO team as well. And DAO is basically every seed sale participants that we had has had the chance to join our DAO, which basically, so I might lead the team, so to say, but the final decisions don't go through me, right? So anything basically based on the project, any kind of financial stuff that we do, everything goes through DAO. So, if they vote on it, whether it's positive or negative, that's what we stick to and we have so far. Our latest vote, for example, was if the seed sale will be vested, and I believe 54% voted in favor to vest it, and the rest of it was, not to vest it. So basically, the seed sale, will be vested, and right now we're voting. The voting is open right now for the amount. So we have an option basically for 50, 25, 25, or 25, 25, X4 basically, or 20%, at launch and 20% each week. So we'll see what they decide on, and we will go by that. So yeah, that's a little bit about me, about the team, and everybody here. Everybody on the team has a lot of knowledge, and especially in the altcoins and whatnot, new startups. So that's
Yeah,
that.
appreciate the detailed introduction there, Digital. Yeah, seems like you guys have a pretty massive team, right? Seems like from what I can see, you guys have 8 core team members on your website, and plus you have pretty sure you have other mods in the room as well. Yeah, I definitely heard about MetaRuffy for sure. It's actually one of the hottest project launching maybe a year ago, right? Yeah, it seems like you guys, there was a fallout, a lot of mixed information to what happened, but it seems like you have a lot of the team members from there with you right now. I cannot say that they're doing well over there right now, to be honest with you, but maybe we can just talk about a bit more on that later if you feel comfortable talking about it, because I'm actually curious about what happened, because there's so many stories out there. But yeah, let's move on. We would definitely go in depth further on the DAO system once we get to that point. All right, Digital. So my first question for you is, obviously the name TxHash Dome, very unique. So can you speak about the name and give us some insight on your mission, what you guys are trying to do out there?
Yeah, definitely. So before I touch up on the name, if you don't mind, I'm gonna touch up on the basically how the idea came from. So, the idea, so to say, will answer the question where the name came from. So back in, like I said, back in March, maybe a little bit before that, like I said, I was on the MetaRuffy team. I did take some marketing proposals and whatnot. I found a guy that's on TikTok, and he actually, showed us his TikTok, showed us his YouTube channel and everything, and he actually changed the name or like the description, to basically correspond, with MetaRuffy, so just so we can verify that it's him. He actually made the video, that he was going to promote on the YouTube, on the TikTok and whatnot, and everything was, seeming legit, so to say, right? So when it came to funds, we sent them, I believe it was 2 BNB basically, for the promotion, whatever. And I think he had like 360K or something like that members or followers, I should say, on the TikTok. And I can't remember how many on the YouTube. So basically we sent the funds and everything. He sent us the video. I still actually have the video on my phone of the presentation and everything, So we sent him the funds, and the next day basically he ended up blocking me, right? So I wasn't sure, I was like, what's going on? I was like, maybe it was an accident. Let me try with one of my other accounts because, by trade, basically I am a shiller. I don't want to say that I'm a shiller like, the other people do. I was, managing the rates, going through the channels and the whole 9 yards. It's not just, a hype man, basically, But yeah, so I was doing that professionally. And like I said, I talked to them on some of my other accounts, and basically, I tracked the TX all the way to a wallet that had like $500,000 basically, and like, various of cryptos and whatnot. So at that point, I figured, talking to him any further, it's not going to resolve anything. And I knew that we got basically. And I started thinking, like that sort of set me off, because I did all my due diligence. We made sure that we verified, who he is and everything, that he is the person that he says, and still ended up getting scammed, right? So that's where the idea started originally. I did speak to some of the core members. We actually did have because some of the core members there actually came from the INDC, so we had our own sort of chat, and I suggested the idea to them. They liked it, and I told them I'll get going. We'll start thinking about the name and everything, and we can have it in the back burner, so to say, in case MetaRuffy doesn't work out. So we were looking for the names for a while. We didn't want to, have just another name, that's out there that's a, sort of borderline meme name, or following another name, dodge this, dodge that, baby dodge, whatever, And so we wanted to do something unique. We wanted to get to the point. So basically what we decided to do about the name, the TX obviously stands for transactions. Hash stands for, sort of like Twitter, hashtag marketing, and, or social media, however, many various explanations on hash, I guess. But and the dome, basically, sort of like safe haven, you can find a lot of things under the dome. So we just decided to call it sort of literal, TxHash dome or transaction hash dome. Basically, so we can have the safe transactions, we can have safe, so sort of like a social media, and we can have everything under one dome. So that's the brief story basically of the name. And we were originally gonna call it, like TX Dome, but all the domains for it were taken, and I didn't want to, have another website that's, .io or .whatever. I wanted to make it right away and make it, sort of legit, like, for example, twitter.com, whatever, google.com, txhashdome.com. So I didn't want to go with some IO or .net or anything like that. So I tried buying I tried buying the TX Dome, but, they wanted like $15,000 or something like that. And I figured incorporate the hash in it as well and call it the TxHash Dome.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, that's very similar to how I interpret the the name and how it reflects your mission, right? TxHash, well, hash we know it's it's going to be called the blockchain too, right? Through blockchain computation, right? When you solve a math, it's called a hash. A hash is those numbers that they give at once the validator or the solve the math problem. Yeah, and also dome, right? It's when I think of the dome, it encompasses everything under one roof, right? So I think that's what you guys are trying to build. Yeah, awesome, man. A lot of thoughts behind the name. Let's speak on your mission of the project.
Yeah, so our mission is basically simple, right? We want to have everything crypto under one dome, but we want to make it safe. So that's we're not trying to overcomplicate anything, to try, have a mission, write up whatever. It's basically, safety and everything under one roof. So that's about it.
So everything under one roof. So you guys' objective is pretty much to streamline the processes of connecting businesses to service provider, right? Within the blockchain, right? And you guys want to be efficient, effective ways of doing it, correct? So connect businesses to contractors or service provider. That's pretty much the core of your business, correct?
To an extent, yes, that's the core, connecting basically. But you got to keep in mind we do have investors as well, right? So we have service providers, we have projects, and we're actually also connecting investors with with the both as well, right? Because investor, like for example, I myself used to be an investor, but now I am a project owner, right? So if we do have investors in our platform as well, they will have a chance if they're willing, so to say, to become a either a project owner or acquire a skill over time and become a service provider as well. So we're looking basically to connect everybody together.
Okay, so you're pretty much building a community where it's accessible to everyone, whether that's a business, whether that's a service provider. And like you say, when you say for investors to be able to provide a project, able to create a project or launch their own project in the future. Now, do you have a system in place that, like an educational system in place that you are intentionally doing that, like cultivate your investors? Or is that something that, maybe down the line they acquire enough skill set on their own where they can do that?
So yes and no to your question, right? So when we launched basically keep in mind this part of the project is complete. We just haven't released it yet. So basically, signing up, as a service provider or signing up as a project, everything there is complete. We just haven't released it yet because we're still testing the escrow contract and the testnet and everything. But so basically, when you sign up, you will have two options. You can sign up either as a service provider or either as a project owner. However, if you do want to sign up as an investor, you will choose basically the service provider option, and you will just basically not put any services that you provide. So you will skip that step, and you will basically be able to to comment on the projects, give a post, give your opinion there, or to comment basically on a service provider as well. So that's but if you do wish to transit from just basically an investor to basically to a service provider, there will be an option. You can always go back basically in the settings, select which services you want to sell, and you can start basically so to say getting recognized out there as well. And there will be a similar switch to a project as well. So if you're a project owner and now you're let's say own a cold channel, you can switch your profile into a project, and you can choose what kind of project it is. Is it a crypto project? What's the contract address, or is it an AMA channel, something like that, then you will be able to make that switch as well.
I see. All right. So for those that are listening, when we're talking about the platform is pretty much, actually, before we go on, I want to ask you, is this mainly focused within the blockchain only, digital? Or is this something that you guys have in mind that down the line you may be able to expand outside of the blockchain?
So right now, basically, it's gonna be on the blockchain, right? I don't want to combine the token and the project too much because when I'm talking, the project itself is basically the platform, right? The token, so to say, the plan for the token, is to make it, so to say, stable, enough where the people can choose it as an option to get paid in. But we're gonna try as much as possible to stay on the blockchain. However, I mean, who's it to say that we're not gonna blow up tomorrow? Whatever, we'll have the funds and everything to expand the business for the people to be able to choose, how they sort of say want to get paid, instead of just crypto as we're planning right now, they will be able to, get paid and, let's say directly to their bank account or something like that. So, yeah.
Okay, perfect. So yes, for those who are listening right now, I'm not sure if you guys had a chance to look at the website, but in a simple term, pretty much, if I'm a business, if I'm a developer, I'm a project owner within the crypto space, they want to provide a place where I can go into their platform and I can search for whether that's an NFT designer, whether that's a website designer, Solidity developer, marketing, etc., vice versa, where if you're a service provider, if you're a specialist of any of those services, you can list yourself on there. Therefore, you have access to other developers or project owners, and they can see you, and you guys can communicate accordingly and make business transactions. Correct? Am I correct there?
Yeah, no,
Digital?
you're right. You're right on the dot on that. So that's basically, what we're trying to do, and we're trying to, basically do it safely. Where, I don't want to sort of say pat myself on the shoulder, but we are, potentially able to eliminate all like basically all scam from the space right now, right? So I'm sure you guys get, like if there's any project owners listening right now, I'm sure you guys get, hundreds, if not thousands, messages a month, from some fake AMA channels that are basically, all botted up, whatever, saying, well, we're gonna give you a free AMA, but you got to provide, let's say $200 in the prizes, right? Which everybody can understand. Well, I hope everybody can understand, that's basically a scam, right? Because they're gonna take those 200, they're gonna pick their own, members or whatever, or their own bots, so to say, give them say that they gave them the money, whatever, and they're just going to pocket it. So we're going to eliminate all of that, right? Not just that, there's a lot of people going around, saying that they're with this exchange, whatever, verify me here, there, we're not going to deal with that. We're going to be able to sign up on the website. And but yeah, we'll get to how everything works when you're ready. But yes, you nailed it right on the head with your explanation.
Now, when you say you guys also try to eliminate the scams that are going on within the blockchain, so are you telling me that for a service provider to list their service on your platform, or even the project owner, do you guys go through a vetting process prior for them to be listed on your platform? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying?
No, not necessarily, actually. So we are willing to give everybody a chance, to prove their basically work, whatever, to prove that they're honest and everything. So, but they're literally basically, the way that we're gonna be doing business with the smart escrow contract, that there's just no way for people, so to say, to get scammed, right? So we will have KYC service as well. All that is pinned, or all that is in our channel, or our Telegram group, whatever description. And but the way, for example, that we're going to be doing, so basically on our platform, you will be able to get verified as well. You don't have to be verified, but you will be able to get verified. So to give you a summary, basically how the KYC is going to work. So first of all, it's going to be by appointment, right? You're going to people will be able to make an appointment with us for the KYC, and we're going to schedule it, and then we're going to go through the steps. So the first step is obviously to pay for the KYC. We're not going to be, like, for example, like Certic or somebody, charging $5,000, $10,000 per KYC or something like that, or even some other ones, charging $1,000, right? We're going to try to keep it to like one, maybe two BNBs, and the way that's going to work, once you pay that, those people will have to sign a contract, right? So the contract is basically going to consist saying, if you do attempt, or if you do scam somebody, whatever, if it's proven, we will be able to go after you legally. We will be able to, basically call the local government or local police, whoever needed to be, depending on how extensive it was, right? And we will also release the doxing information to anybody or any victim basically requested it. I don't want to say that we're just going to publicly dox that person, but we will, provide that information to anybody, wanting to sort of say sue that person, after that. So after the contract is signed, after everything is paid, we will have a document verification via third party. I have looked into various different companies that do basically document verification. We settled on a company from UK called Identify, and they walked me through all the process. I had a conference call with them, and it's pretty extensive. And I don't want to give out too many details, but basically when you're taking a picture, their app is actually taking a video of you as well. So if you are trying to, do something sketchy, whatever, there will be a video of that instead of just a picture. But yeah, so after that's complete, after the document is verified, and I do apologize, I do have my 2-year-old with me, and he's little jumpy right now, but anyway, sorry about that. After we do have, or after they verified that information, they will have a conference call with us as well, so they can provide us the same documents that they have used for the, for the third party, and we will have the access to it. So if they try, to use something different or whatever, we will obviously know, and we will have their Telegram or any social media that they wish to use for the next step, which will be basically, instead of a badge, they will be getting an NFT, right? So that NFT will be their, basically, the KYC badge, and last 8 of their wallet that they're working with for the basically SNID or serial number identification. Basically, we will ask for their IP. We will have their ask for their device registration. Yeah. So once all that is complete, we make the NFT. We will send them the NFT to the address that they provided us with. We will have a registry on our website. So every NFT basically is sort of say like an ID badge for that person. It will be listed on our website, and there will be a status on it as well. So if that person, has forfeited it or something like that, it will be status inactive or unsafe, or, if they're a good person and do everything right, it will remain active. So yeah, pretty extensive KYC. That's why we'll be by the appointment. It's not just going to be one person looking at it and calling it good. So yeah.
Yeah, awesome, man. So affordable KYC. Awesome. Yeah, I definitely hear the little guy. Yeah, I mean he's learning about crypto too. I see that, huh?
Yeah, he's right next to me.
That's awesome. Yeah. So now, have you additional? Now, I'm just thinking out loud right now. While you're speaking. Now, since you have a platform that you allow service provider to come on and provide a service, whether that's marketing or website builder or Solidity developer, etc. Is that something that you guys thought of? That way, you can maybe also verify with them, maybe give them like a really 90% discount on your KYC process, so that way you can give them a little badge as well. I think it probably bring a lot more value to the person who comes onto your platform because they have been also KYC as well. Is that something that you thought about?
Yeah, no, actually, that's what we're doing right now. We do have basically so to say, like a discount on the KYC, right? So we're gonna be starting with like only half a BNB for the whole process, right? Like I said, I'm not gonna, or we're not gonna take 100 people at a time. We will take, we'll go by appointment, and we will basically get the person complete, and keep on moving to the other ones. So it's not gonna be something that everybody's gonna be able to do right away. So, but yes, we do have, like I said, promotion running basically, and once they do KYC, they will get a verification badge on on our platform as well. So, like I said, it's not a must, because people will still be able to sort of say sell their services, but they have to be, for one, really careful, because if they do something wrong, they can lose their account and their credibility. But with the people that do KYC with us, we will be able to have all that information and reassure the people buying their services, or buying their project as well. So we will start with the personal KYC, but we will over time move on to the audit, and the team KYC, or project KYC as well, and try, like I said, to eliminate all the, scams and everything basically from the space, because I myself, I cannot stand those people. There are better ways, to make money. I mean, I get, soliciting phone calls all the time, about my credit card, about my warranty, extend the warranty or something like that, and somebody like myself, I do understand that those are scams, right? But there are thousands of people, thousands of stories, whatever, losing their last penny, or for example, there's quite a few friends of mine that participate in a project called Hive, right? I don't know if you heard about them, but there are people that lost like 65, 85 BNB, because as soon as they're completed, I think their seed sale or something like that, the guy just disappeared with like 800 BNB. So if our service, if that person was KYC through us, we would have all of their information. We would know where they live, and everything like that. Oh, and to put something else out there, I guess, as well with the KYC, we will be sending a letter to the address that they provide us with basically, so to say, the copy of the contract. So if the person, sent it to somebody else's address, if the person or the residents of that address basically give it to them knowingly, they will be, opening themselves up basically for a lawsuit as well, and all that will be written, and by the notary and by the lawyers, and yeah. So, but yeah, so we do want to eliminate, like I said, the scams, and I'm not saying we're going to completely stop them, but when they do happen, we will have those people's back, right? So, in the case of Hive, rug basically, so to say, that happened, if we did have all that information about the person, we would be able to go after them. We would probably find somebody that's close to them and hold that person accountable.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, I think every company that's in position to do so, I mean, if you guys have the resources to do so, I think there should be more emphasis on that process, right? But as we know, it's an international space, right? So sometimes that can be tough. And we've seen it, with all of these launch pads, people walked away with millions and nothing happens to them. So yeah, if you guys have, certain processes in place to ensure that you guys can follow up through, I think that'd be amazing. Definitely will clean up the space for sure. So going back to that KYC. So when you're talking about KYC, you will also having your provider KYC, but that KYC service also can be provided for developers verifying their project too. Is that what you're saying? Now, and also, is that something that you'll be going towards too, where eventually every service provider that lists their services in your platform is required to have a KYC, or are you just going to allow everyone to list no matter what, but with a KYC, badge next to their name that just have more value?
That's a good question, right? So it depends, everything depends on how well the platform does, right? So if we have like, 100,000 people sign up for the platform, obviously that's going to be very hard to keep a track of, right? So we will eventually have everybody KYC, so we have everybody's information. However, to get the things going, get the things moving, we will allow everybody to sell their services basically without the KYC, right? And the reason or we're actually going to allow that is because of the smart contract, the escrow smart contract, right? So I'm kind of anxious, so to say, to talk about it. So I'm just going to start talking about the smart contract or the escrow contract about it. So basically, the way that the connection and the payments between the service provider and the project are going to happen is following, right? So let's say a project as my own is needing some, let's say, some graphic designs, right? I go ahead, go in and find some, graphic designers on the platform. I check out their, either their work or whatever, and whether they're verified or not, at the moment, it doesn't matter. So once I find the person that I want to work with, I will basically, there will be, it's going to be very simple. There's going to be a button that says hire, service provider, freelancer, however you want to call it. Once I click that button, I will have an option basically, to write to them what I need done, and I will be able to input the price that I'm willing to pay. So let's say I need, like I said, some graphic design done for the project, and I'm willing to pay one BNB for it, right? So once I click the submit, that offer goes to the service provider. Once the service provider sees it, he can counter it, right? He can write a message saying, I think my work is, more valuable. Thank you for the offer. This is my offer. So they can counter, let's say, with 2 BNB for the work that's needed to be done. And then the project is going to get that message, and they could negotiate back and forth, and let's say they settle for 1.5 BNB for the work done, right? Everybody's happy. Once that's done, the project will have an option to deposit that 1.5 BNB into the smart contract. And once they do that, there's a notification on the service provider side saying basically, you've been paid, you can start working on the project. So once the service provider clicks start work, or depending however you want to call it, I'm gonna use layman's terms right now. So let's say service provider starts work, and it's basically going to be work in process. So once the service provider is finished, has sent all the graphics or everything that he's done, the project can take a look at it, and they're going to get a notification, and they can take a look at it. So if they are satisfied with it, they can basically approve of the funds, right? Which the next step is going to be the service provider getting the notification that now they can withdraw those funds from the contract itself, right? So once they withdraw, it goes straight through their wallet, and to sign up for the platform, also you will need a MetaMask, and your MetaMask is basically going to be how you make your account and everything. So you won't have to do anything really once you sign up. So you just click on the withdraw funds, and those funds go directly now to your wallet, and the work is complete. So in case somebody tries to let's say the service provider hasn't done the work, whatever, and they're trying to get paid, well, guess what? They cannot physically, nobody can actually touch those funds, right? not the service provider, not the project. So if the project thinks that they've been scammed, they can basically, press a button which will get us involved. So then the process is basically, we're going to have our team just for that, and they're going to, have both of the parties, have a conference or something like that. And obviously, if the, let's say the service provider doesn't respond, you're sort of say, admitting guilt, and then we can basically, sort of say layman's terms again, press a button for the project to withdraw the funds that they paid to that person, or sort of say paid to that person, right? So instead of losing, let's say that 1.5 BNB originally or initially, they will obviously lose some time, but the funds or the project funds are still safe. So this is why basically we're not going to require the KYC initially, but obviously after, we get too many people on the platform, we will need to have some sort of verification. So they have, we know who they are in case they try to do something fishy, basically. So
Yeah, I'm glad that you guys have a process or a system in place to resolve any dispute going on. So it seems like you guys will step in and make that final resolution as who's right and who's wrong, if need be, which is good. So I assume that also, let's say if I work with a project as a developer, right, or service provider as a developer, I hire that person. I'm sure that you have a system in place where I can actually write a review, a verified review, that will also, give the people who are watching or going to your platform know who is the good one, who's the bad one, correct?
yes, so the people will be basically, or like service providers will be able to comment and rate the project, that they worked with, and vice versa. The projects will be able to rate the service providers that they worked with as well, right? And once that happens, that basically stays, and the project, even if they don't write the review, the projects that they worked on will stay in their history, right? So anybody, the projects are going to be able to go to the service provider, and if it's somebody that's really good, for example, they can look at their previous work, and they will be able to see all the previous projects that they worked on, so to say. So, and also the projects, people will be able to go to the projects and click, history of work. And if they hired anybody from the platform itself, it will show, such, graphic designer worked on the project and so on.
Like that. Actually, I really like that aspect of it. Work history of that person. I like that a lot. So let's say if I work with a service provider, you come in, you are curious how this guy, did his work. You can just reach out to me directly, USA Crypto Group, to get feedback. I like that. I think that's actually really cool. Very unique.
Yep, definitely. And I mean, when if you guys, do make a profile with us and everything like that, obviously you will be able to invite everybody. So you can have basically an owner of the group, right? And then you will be able to invite all of the people working for that group onto the project. So it will show actually which people are on the team, and also like you mentioned, prior work history as well. So who did you guys work with? And those people, like I said, they can leave a review if they want and a rating, but it's not needed for this history to be shown. So even though you can follow somebody's sort of say growth, let's say, as a service provider, right? So this service provider worked with this person, whatever, or this project, and they were okay. Let's say they got 3 out of 4 stars, or 4 out of 5, whatever, or 3 out of 5, and a year later they're still pushing themselves, and they're still working, but now all they're getting is 5 stars. So somebody's going to be able to see, hey, this guy worked on SafeMoon, and now he's working on whatever TxHash, right? So that person's been around for a while. So that's how people will be able to hire the good people, whatever. But also, after you do get popular, their prices will most likely go up as well as the work, comes in, that's when the new people selling the same services are going to be able to strive as well. So instead of charging somebody let's say $100 or 2, 3, 4 BNB, somebody's going to be able to do it cheaper. So that's where the competition, just like real life basically, which I mean essentially is real life, but yeah, that's how the competitions are going to be. So yeah, and I mean another thing, projects will be able to sell services as well. So for example, you as a call channel, other projects will be able to come to your project itself, and they will be able to hire you to do an AMA for them, or to do a project to review or something like that, right? So it's going to be very extensive, but at the on the end of the day, the whole thing falls down or falls onto the smart escrow contract, right? So you're not going to have to sit, or talk with the team. Hey, is this guy legit? Whatever, like, are we going to get scammed? And trust me, as my project or as a project owner as well, the funds are tight, right? So we're trying our best, not to get scammed and all that. So those projects like mine right now, or our right now, are going to be able to focus on the different things, not having to worry about, if they're going to get scammed or not, because the only thing that they're going to get scammed of this time is time and the network fee, right? So
Yeah, I definitely like that feature, the history feature for sure. I think that's very unique. That can be verified for anyone that actually, want to reach out to the projects that person had worked with and to verify as well. I think that's really awesome. I just hope that you guys have enough money to pay for a huge server, so that's going to be a lot of data, right? But I think when you guys get to that point, I think you guys can probably make a lot of money by then. Looking at the website, though, Digital, you have all these the service providers, like numbers on here, 800, 600, graphic designer, etc. This just a sample, right? You guys have not really.
Yes, that's basically just an example, how once everything goes live will look like. And right now the website is, I want to say, a showcase, so to say, and but once we, start kicking into gear, like I said, the sign up portion of it is done. We have actually tested it, the sign up portion and the smart escrow contract in our DAO group. We actually had I think it was like 1 or 2 hour AMA that we have. Chris, are you here, Chris?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. You remember when we had our AMA to test out all the features, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Chris, this is our basically everything guy, right? So he actually tested it from his computer, and I was actually testing it from my phone. So in my opinion, everything worked flawlessly, and we were able to simulate the negotiations, between the two of us. And I deposited as a project. I deposited into the smart contract and on the testnet, obviously, and he was able to withdraw those funds. And we had a few people test it out, and to me, it was seamless and flawless.
Yeah, it worked perfectly. As you said, flawless. There was no issues. You click a button, it went right through. There was no real delay or anything. There's options like, did you complete the project? And everything just went right through. And then it was like dummy money, and it went right into my wallet, just as fast as like buying the token or anything like that.
Awesome. All right. So no, the concept is actually, I think it's needed in the space, right? We as a USA crypto group, we've seen a couple of these concepts came through, and I'm pretty sure a lot of investors have seen it before already. Yeah, great concept. And I think it's actually needed, right? Again, it's all about verification and to ensure the people or who they say they are, right? Making sure that they're legit. But it seems like you guys have thought out those problems and have a system in place, such as one of the examples is work history. I think that's actually huge. I think that's actually what would be your selling point right there. All right. So the biggest hardship for you, as guys, you probably realize already, is onboarding. Have you guys done anything to onboard, the providers, etc.?
As of now, we have tested it, in the Telegram, and we have tested it. So, for example, I've done some work, with Fiverr, because, like I said, funds are, not so scarce, whatever. So we're trying to save money, whatever we can, so we can actually, put good money towards the project. So before I get into that, I just wanted to say basically our CTO, as I did say, he does have his own company called Scoreds. He actually is, I want to say, basically borderline genius, right? So he can make anything happen. And right now he has Binance as his customer. He has worked for some banks, I believe in France. He's worked for United Nations. So the guy is, as good as they come. And so the reason why I'm mentioning that is because he actually had an idea so for example, let's say you're a token owner and you have no idea how to make a staking platform, right? He is going to make an app to basically have you basically enter your information, enter your token, enter whatever towards the staking platform, and it's going to be a very simple process. So instead of paying, $10,000 to somebody to make your staking platform, you'll just be able to, purchase the product for whatever the price we decide or he decides on, and you'll be able to have stakers on an app, so to say. So we have that. We have a couple other things that we're working on. So I have, like I said, he has his clientele as well that he has brought up the project to, and they have a lot of people, so to say, that he gets to apply for him. So he's been testing out the waters as well, and they're wanting to sign up as soon as possible, right? So, and as I mentioned, I have done some work on Fiverr, whatever, just some regular graphic stuff, and I have mentioned this platform to, I want to say, close to actually 100 people right now, right? I haven't worked with 100 people, but I have messaged 100 people, just kind of testing the waters out there, and show or pitching the concept to them. Basically I start up, hey, I see that you're in crypto, so to say, would you like to expand your business? And obviously, as so to say, small business owner, everybody's interested in that. But obviously, they're going to ask you what's the catch first. So Fiverr, for example, I believe that they charge 25% or something like that of the fund. So if you pay somebody $100, for something, the person only gets $75, right? So we're actually, I tell them, we're not gonna go, anywhere near that. We're gonna go anywhere from between 5 and 10%, per transaction, basically, or per successful transaction, I should say. So if somebody tries to scam somebody and the funds are reverted, the only thing that they will lose is the network fee, right? And that's why we chose to stay on Binance on the with the smart contract. So, but yeah, so I have tested the waters there. I have talked to a lot of my, so to say, previous connections, whether they're a shiller, whether they're a project owner, etc. And I have had the pleasure of showing the platform to them, having to sign up and test it out. And, I have not received one bad review or bad or negative comment about it. Everybody's looking to expand. So that's basically going to be one of our marketing strategies, so to say, reaching out to Fiverr people, anybody that's working with crypto, and once the word starts coming out, basically, everybody's going to want to sign up because it doesn't cost them any money to sign up. And all they have to do is keep on doing what they're doing right now and just basically wait for somebody or for a project to sort of say hire them, right? So but yeah, and as I mentioned, I have talked to a few project owners as well, good friends of mine, and some random people that I just see on random AMAs, whatever, that I'm either scouting for to have an AMA or just checking it out. I talk to the owners or whoever the speaker is afterwards, and they're wanting to sign up as well. So As far as the signing up, I honestly don't think that we're gonna have too much trouble because the concept, so to say, is almost bulletproof, right? There can always be improvements, but right now it's almost bulletproof to the point that there's only thing that you can lose is time, right? And your funds are gonna be safe. So we have done that. I have ran some numbers on the, like, for example, like Twitter marketing, Facebook marketing, and we're gonna be starting like overseas, so to say, Facebook marketing, because of the prices and whatnot per click are a lot cheaper overseas than they are in the United States. So we do have a marketing plan in place. We have some other, so to say, secrets, that we're uh, going to utilize once the funds get there, but it's not going to take us as much marketing funding for those outside of crypto people, so to say, than we actually originally anticipated. So
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, you know what? I think we now that you mentioned it, I think we had a private chat. I think I did bring that up. But yeah, I think with the concept Facebook marketing, right? So what Facebook allows you to do is you can actually target a specific person with a title on it, and whether that's a graphic designer or a website builder, etc. And you can shoot that out to, like, let's say the Philippines or Vietnam, Cambodia, countries that where the dollars, goes a long way. And I think you can target that. But like you said, you do have some competitions out there. You got Fibers, you got Dice, Freelancer.com, and Novato, right? Top 4 guys right now as far as freelancers website goes. And another way I think is that, once you have a system in place, you can create a referral link, right? Allow these guys, the people in the crypto space, huge incentive right off bat, right? Just to get you guys rolling in the beginning, right? Onboarding people. I think that's the hardship for you guys is that onboarding. But I think if you incentivize with a referral link for the crypto people here, maybe they get, I don't know, 80% out of the gate in the beginning for 6 months, etc. I think it'll be huge for you guys. But like you said, I think it's all about awareness, right? That's it. And that's the hardest thing. But I think if you guys can implement that, I think it's a great concept.
yeah, no, definitely. I do remember our conversation, and we have implemented a lot of what was said that night into the marketing strategies. And as you mentioned, you're right, we do have a lot of competitors out there as well. But as I mentioned to you before as well, and I'll mention it now, we welcome any competition, right? If somebody can make the safe spacer, which is as I'm sure every single person here can agree is very much needed, hats off to them, right? But we're not gonna, we're not just offering this as the services, right? We do have future plans for, as we mentioned, as for basically for a launchpad as well. We have everything mapped out on it. Will cost us about $30,000 to make, but it will be safe, right? And we're not gonna, if we do, depending on the prices, how we do it, whatever. But we're thinking, for example, to, let's say, take 2% of the tokens, right? But those 2% of the tokens are not going to go towards us. They're going to go towards our current holders. So if you are a, so to say, new starting project, whatever, you struggling to get 100, holders, whatever. If, so to say, you launch with us, go through all the, security measures that we're going to have in place. And once you launch with us, let's say TxHash at that time has, 10,000 holders. Guess what? You as a project now have 10,000 holders as well. They might not hold, a lot, but it will pop up in their wallet, and you will have those holders. So we're gonna try not to charge, arm and a leg, basically, from those projects, whatever, 10, 15, whatever BNB, to launch your project. No, we're gonna try to avoid our holders and reward your project basically with our holders as well. So anything else, we might charge 1 or 2 BNB basically, so we can pay the staff and obviously the future development of the project. But that's about it.
Awesome. They're digital. All right. Sounds great. And looks like you guys are an L.L.C register over in Florida. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. We do have the L.L.C. The L.L.C. is basically going to be just for the website. We're steering away from having the L.L.C. for the or the token on the L.L.C. as well, just for the sheer fact basically of marketing, right? Because I know there's a lot of platforms or countries that don't allow marketing whatever with that. However, if we keep them separate, we're going to protect our website, protect the platform, and we're basically going to be able to sort of say slip through the cracks and be able to market our website as freelancer website, connecting projects and service providers, etc. But yeah, so we do have, like as you mentioned, the L.L.C. It's under my name, and I'm sure if anybody's curious enough, can look up all my information as well. But yeah, and we do have a trademark pending as well.
All right, awesome. Now I'm looking at your the banner that we have in the Telegram here. It looks like some of the things that are on there are smart service trading, safe service trading. Could you elaborate on those? What those means?
Yeah, so basically, it's just the way that's worded, I guess. But the safe surface trading, so you're gonna be able to trade services safely, right? Just to put it differently, so you're not gonna have to worried about if you're gonna get paid, or you're not gonna have to be worried about if your what you paid for is gonna get delivered. Right. So if there's any changes that need to be done, whatever, before anything is paid out, you request those changes, etc. And once the project is fully satisfied with the results, that's when they can approve the funds, and the other person, can safely basically withdraw them, right? And also, as a service provider, you don't have to, because there's going to be somebody dumb enough, so to say, to try to either scam a service provider or a project, right? So both parties are going to be basically safe and mind at ease when they're trading the services for funds.
Okay, great. Yeah, thanks for clarifying that, because when I was reading it, I thought it was like, because I came from a trading background, so I thought it was like actual trading, like stock trading, and teaching people how to trade in the market. So thanks for clarifying that.
Oh yeah,
right,
no. No, I was gonna say I did have some questions before too. Like, are we gonna be like teaching people, how to sell some services, or how to sort of say acquire a skill, right? So we're not gonna be, doing any of that. If you have a skill already, you can sell it, but we're not gonna be out there, trying to teach you how to be a graphic designer or somebody like that. If you are a teacher, you can sell those services, but us as a platform, as a company, so to say, we're not going to be taking the liability, because I don't want it to be like, John Doe, said that we trained him so his services are safe, and then he goes ahead and, does a poor job for somebody. We're not going to be taking that liability.
Right. Now let's go into the tokenomics digital. Where are we at? Was there any? Is there any? I don't see any tokenomics on the website. So could you go in depth in that? And what stage are you guys at right now as far as raising money?
Yes, sir. So the reason why we don't have much about like I said, tokenomics or anything about the token right now is because we're trying to make the website as professional, so to say, as possible, right? We do actually have some updates coming up as well, but we're trying not to mix the token with our platform. Right, so there will be a tab later on for everything about TxHash, whatever, where to buy it, how to buy it, and all that. But we're gonna keep everything that's token related, so to say, in the Telegram. And if anybody has any questions, they're free to ask. I always tell everybody my DMs are open 24/7. I'm not going to dodge any questions. If I don't have the answer, I'll tell you I don't have the answer right now. Let me find out. But what I do know is where to get those answers, right? So long answer short, we're gonna try, or we don't want to have too much with the token to do on the website, just out of the professionality, so to say. And as far as the tokenomics go, we did have a seed sale. We basically filled out 47.5 out of 50, and I did. So to say, did a favor to a friend. He's waiting for his funds to get released. So once again, long story short, we did fill 50 out of 50 BNB for the seed sale, and everything that was, so to say, taken from the seed sale and all that is in the DAO group. They have every transaction, they have every wallet, they have the bank statements, they have everything in there, right? So the transparency is as full as possible. So, I'm always asking them, for the ideas, how can I, make it, so to say, not safer, I guess, I don't know what the word is, but basically for them to trust not the process, but how everything is done. So instead of asking them that, I basically provided everything to them. They know my wallets, they know the seed sale wallet, they have my bank, basically, not the bank account, but they have the statement, right? So once we paid our developer, they've seen the receipt from his company, from scores.com. They have seen the, basically me in front of the bank, and they have seen the receipt from the bank as well. So everything lines up, every dollar lines up, so that's, yeah.
We have full transparency is what you're looking for.
There you go. Yeah. I'm sorry, my mouth is dry. I've been talking for a bit. I know I like to talk a lot about the project, but yeah, we have the full transparency. So, I mean, anything that the DAO asks of me, to prove it to them, if they want me to hop on one foot, whatever, if it's necessary, I'll provide them with that, because I got nothing to hide. So, but yeah, so we're keeping the website as professional as possible, so we can, I don't want to say that some of the websites, that provide services and have their, tokens and everything like that listed on there is, borderline, to me at least, unprofessional. When there is a Telegram group where you can, see all that, ask all that, and we don't hide from it. We just don't have it there out of the professionalism. So we did fill 50 BNB for the seed sale. The total supply basically is 100 billion. So I don't have it on top of my head right now, but yeah, we sold, I want to say, 2-point-something billion tokens as of now. Our private sale will be 15% less than the seed sale, and the private sale will be going up to 100 BNB. And our public sale will be 10% less than the pre-sale or the private sale, and it will be we will most likely be launching on the pink sale, just because of the popularity and everything of how easy it is. But yeah, we will be launching on the ETH or Ethereum, and the reason why we're holding the sales in BNB is, once again, just surely out of network fees.
Okay, awesome. So investors, for those listening, they can go over there into your Telegram room and get those information from you as well. Yeah, looking at the website, I think your number is off on here. I'm looking at the website right now. You have 2 million tokens sold.
Yep,
2 million. 2 million. So that's like $13. That's like $13 a BNB. So yeah, I'm missing a zero in there or something.
Yeah, that's going to be one of the updates over the weekend. We're actually removing that. We're just going to put the seed sale closed at 50 out of 50, and we're going to put the information up for the private sale.
Awesome, brother, because I was looking at it. I'm like, that's only $13 worth of BNB. And you guys are bragging about that. So obviously the number is wrong on the website. All right, sounds great. Cool. Is there anything else you want to speak on, Digital?
Digital, a couple things. I'll add you a couple of things that you didn't touch on is the anonymous buybacks. Everything, all the money that's coming from the website going into the token.
Yes, you're absolutely correct. So basically, the way that we're going to have our ecosystem, so to say, any kind of revenue coming from the website. So basically, service providers will be able to promote themselves, or basically, pay to be promoted. I don't know how else to say it. And projects will be able to do the same. And we will have actually a live streaming service on the platform itself also. And what that means, so if a project wants to have an AMA, so to say, with us, they would go to our website, click on the schedule, see what's available, and buy the streaming space. At the time of the streaming, they will be able to get the streaming key, and they will be able to hold their AMA, so to say, with all of our audience, right? So there's obviously going to be people that are signed up with the platform, but they're not, necessarily in our Telegram group because they're just, a service provider, let's say from freelancer. However, they're interested in the project to see a couple things, to see if they can get hired, to see how can they, improve their, so to say, business, right? So, somebody might be watching somebody's AMA. They're going to say, we're making this, we're making that, we're making NFTs. We're looking for, different kind of art style, and this person could be like, say, no, I can draw, I can make an NFT. Maybe this is going to be the next service that I'm going to be providing as well. So that's one thing, like I said, that's going to be there. The streaming services. So basically any revenue that we gather from any of that, up to 80% is going to go towards the token. So 50% of that, basically of the 80%, is going to go towards the staking platform, and the other 50% is going to go, well, it's going to be also split in two. So basically 50 and then 25, 25. So 25% is going to go towards our NFT staking platform, and the other 25 we will offer it to investors, so to say, at little to no tax as well. So if we have, let's say, 100 million tokens in the wallet, whatever, the buyback wallet, people will be able to essentially buy those tokens from that wallet at not a discount price, but at less tax than somebody that doesn't know about it. So essentially, those tokens will get sold twice, and everything from there will be going towards the LP. So, but yeah, so we're looking to actually make a really good ecosystem with the token to where not only buys from the investors are benefiting the charts. It will also be how the platform does. So once again, if somebody does service work, whatever, for what's it? Sorry, I had to cough. But if they sell the whatever services, they don't want to do anything with the token, that's fine. But that 5 to 10% whatever fee that we settle on that comes out of those trades is basically going to go towards the token. So they will indirectly going to be basically doing the buyback, or making the charts look better. So once again, all of those anonymous buybacks, people will be able to well, our DAO team will have all of those addresses, just so they can see, where those funds are going, basically. So it's not like, let's say myself, have a wallet, whatever, with those anonymous buybacks, and now I want to sell it, to make some money. No, everything is going to be, laid out there, and everybody's going to be able to track it. So in case, there's somebody, guess what? People know where I live. So yeah. But yeah, so there's that. There's gonna be quite a few, services, different things that this project may have, or etc. And I haven't told too many people about our NFT concept, but I guess I can, since it's time, basically. So basically, the way our concept or NFTs are gonna be, it's gonna be quite unique, right? So everybody knows the board yacht club, right? Or board apes, whatever. So imagine one of their NFTs, but just a naked ape, right? Or naked monkey, whatever you want to call it. And doesn't have any features, doesn't have anything, right? So that's going to be the main canvas, and it's going to be, it's going to come in different shades, right? So, and also I'm not necessarily saying that that's going to be the NFT itself, but this is just an example, but just to use your imagination. So imagine that. So now, basically, the way it's going to work, we're going to work with different NFT artists, and they're going to be able to make the feature sets. So people will be able to buy the canvas. Then people will be able to basically open or mint and have a chance to get, let's say a rare hairpiece, right? Once they get the hairpiece that they want, they can go to our platform, select the canvas or the main NFT, select the feature, and they can sort of say combine them together. And now you get a new unique NFT, and so to say the features are going to be staking on the main NFT. It's going to take us about 5 or 6 different contracts to run the whole thing, but I've talked to quite a few people and some developers as well, and they are able to make it. So we will essentially have customizable NFTs, and we're going to work with different artists. They're going to be able to do the sets. We'll be able to sell them, and people will be able to make as of a unique NFT as possible. And also, they will be able to separate them as well. So, if you get sick of one feature and you want to sell it, you will be able to do so as well.
Right. Interesting. Now, investor can see, do you guys have the timeline roadmap over in TG as well? Or is that something that you guys still working on?
So our actually private sale, private sale competition just started today, right? So we will have games and stuff like that, how to get a whitelist spot. And there's also a sweep widget that was created. You can fill it out, and there's going to be 250 winners from there. And there's also a Google form, and you will have a chance to get whitelisted as well. So now I'm not saying that everybody whitelisted, will sort of say be able to participate in the private sale, because we're only shooting for 100 BNB, and the minimum contribution is going to be 1 BNB, and the maximum contribution is going to be 2 BNB. So nothing, hectic, nothing crazy, whatever. But so if we do have, 300-400 people that are whitelisted, basically, you don't necessarily have a spot, to basically be participate in the private sale. So what we decided to do, whoever gets whitelisted for the private sale will actually be whitelisted for the public sale as well. So now the only thing to keep in mind is that whoever is in the private sale will be participating with BNB. Whoever wants to participate in the public sale will be in the ETH. So that's the only thing that that people have to consider. So, but as far as the timeline, our competition is going to be going all the way to November 23rd. November 24th, which is Thursday, we will actually post the list of everybody who's whitelisted. And November 25th, which is Friday, that's when we're going to open basically open the private sale. So once we fill the private sale, right after the bat, we're going to actually start aggressive marketing towards the public launch, which we're thinking anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks of that we're going to be launching. So we're still good and looking good, so to say, to launch by end of the year.
Okay, sounds good. Now, you will eventually have like a solid roadmap where investor can look at it and follow where you guys are at as far as building the project out, right?
Yes, we actually do have milestones. The only thing, the roadmap wise, we don't have the dates, but we have what the plan is. So, for example, our private sale starts, like I said, November 25th. So if we fill it out in, let's say 10, 15 minutes, whatever, right away we're going to start getting the marketing ready, and in the next basically let's say 3 weeks from then, that's when we're launching. So the only reason why I don't sort of say want to put a timeline exactly is let's say Binance Network is down on Friday, right? I mean, as we all see, and it happens, and now we can't, whatever we have to do it on, let's say, on Monday or something like that. So I don't like putting time on what I don't know what's going to happen, or let's say we don't fill within whatever that 10 minutes, it takes us a couple days to fill whatever. And so once we will have the roadmap, basically how everything is gonna work out and plan out, so to say. But I don't want to put any dates. I don't like making promises, whatever, that are basically impossible to keep because of the unknown. So the general roadmap will be there, but the time frames will not, because once again, I don't want to promise something that I can't, say that I can keep for sure.
Yeah, 100%. I think it just needs some tentative dates on there, so that way, within a certain time frame, so investor can kind of see your progress, right? So at launch, you said that the project you guys are shooting for end of the year. Now at launch, what are we? If I ask you the question, what will be ready? What will you say on your platform?
On the platform, I spoke with the CTO. He said he will have the signups ready and the escrow contract. So basically, the service providers will be able to sign up. The projects will be able to sign up as well. So, but yeah. So the main, so to say, the heart of the project will be ready as we go, as we get, the marketing and the development money, whatever. Once again, we are going to shoot for the launchpad as well, which is once again, as I mentioned before, going to cost us about $30,000, right? So I did consider taking out a loan for all this, whatever, to have it ready on time. But I've spoken with some business owners, financial advisors, etc. Crypto is, so to say, not like a real business, right? So if I was to take a loan out and have all this ready, and let's say the popularity is just not there, guess what? I will be the only one stuck with paying all that back, right? So we would we would rather basically have it done right, so nobody's really hurting at the end of the day, than having essentially me go bankrupt just because people decided it's not right for them. So but yeah, we will have basically the platform ready to sign up for the service providers and the platform to sign up for the projects, as well as the KYC.
All right. So the 50 BNB that you guys have raised in your seed, is that sufficient enough for you guys to do what is required you guys to do, at least to meet the minimum level of your I guess goals? Is that enough money for you guys?
Yes, it's actually already done. Like I said, we just haven't released other aspects of it because we want to make sure that we test out everything, thoroughly before we actually launch the platform and the project itself. But it would just take the CTO, whatever, copy paste the code into the system to release everything else out.
Awesome. All right. So just to recap, you guys raised 50 BNB for your seed. And what are you shooting for your private?
The private sale will be capped at 100, and the
100?
public will be, I suppose, equivalent of 255 or 250 BNB for the public.
So 250 BNB for public. So altogether, and all, you're looking at 400 BNB altogether. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Right. All right. I think that's all the questions I have. Is there anything else you want to speak on, Digital, before we take some questions?
I think I've spoken enough. I once again, I have to apologize. I do love talking about the project and going into depth about it. But yeah, I mean, let's take some questions. I'm ready for them.
All right. So with that, Mike has been keep tracking the questions in the room. So Mike's going to come on. He's going to ask some questions. But I think it was a very, very thorough AMA. So I'm not sure if... Go ahead, Mike. Hopefully you have some questions that has not been answered yet.
Exactly. Yeah, very thorough. There's a couple here. One for myself is just to clarify, you said that the seed sale, which is vested and still to be determined on how the vesting schedule would be, was 25% over public, and the private, which is still yet to happen on November 25th, as you said, will be 15% over public. Is that correct?
So seed sale has 15% more tokens than the private sale, and the private sale has 10% over the public sale. So basically the difference between the public sale and the seed sale is 25%.
Okay, perfect. Thanks for clarifying that. One of the community questions here also is asking about when someone goes to apply for a job on the platform, is there limitations to it? I believe we touched on this earlier, is with the educational, if someone wanted to teach education, they could put it in their, portfolio in a sense. There's no limitations to what a service provider can, provide, right?
Yeah, no, there's no limitation to what they can provide at all, right? So, I mean, if you want to be a mod, whatever, if that's your niche, so to say, if that's your skill, go ahead, start off being a mod. If you're, full whatever stack developer, go ahead, be a full stack developer. Anything, if you want to be a teacher, whatever, on how to do certain things, whatever, go ahead, be a teacher. Just keep in mind, not every service, is so to say popular out there, right? So if you decide to sell some kind of a service, doesn't mean that you will be hired for it. However, you will be able to sell it, and if you do, basically if you do everything that project or whoever contracted you, then you will get paid. But I can't promise everybody that everybody's going to get hired. Obviously, there's going to be people that excel at it. There's going to be people that fail at it, right? Which is just real life. But I mean, I don't want you to get discouraged. I would still want you, so to say, to develop yourself as a person and either acquire a new skill. Because I mean, you know what they say: if you want to learn it, YouTube it. So.
Right, perfect. And how does the platform look on the service provider side? Is it, set in categories where one can look through for what he provides to maybe bid on said project or take a look and reach out to said project for work?
So yes, I mean you're gonna be able to find people just sort of say like Facebook, just like Twitter, whatever, you'll be able to see their profile, and you will be able to sort of say send your offer, or send them a message, and if they're curious enough, they can respond to it. Or if you're a service provider and let's say you're checking out USA Crypto group on the platform, and you guys are busy, you don't check the platform all the time, you will obviously be able to put all your social medias on there, right? So from all of you guys individually and as the project itself. So they can approach you, say, hey, I found you on TxHash, whatever, I think I have a really good service for you guys. If you want to hire me, whatever, check me out, here's the link, or you can find me under this name and check it out. And then if that person is interested, obviously go to the website and check it out. So, and I know there's another question also, like what if somebody finds each other, for example, on our platform, but they don't want to pay that service fee, for safe fee, so to say, and they want to trade on their own. So obviously, that's going to be allowed. I can't say no to it, obviously, but those people have to keep in mind that they're once again going back to what we're in right now. Scam or chances of being scammed, so to say, right? So how can they provide, or how can the project provide enough evidence that the person that they linked, so to say, that they're the one that scammed them and so on. So, you're more than welcome to, risk your own whatever funds, whatever over it. If the 5 to 10% service fee is too much for you, then, I don't know what to do for you, I guess, but I wouldn't recommend it, right? So, yeah. And as far as the categories go, you there's going to be quite a bit of categories that the people can select, as a service provider. I mean, if something is not listed, there will be also other category, whatever, that they will be able to write the keywords in there themselves. And as a project, if they do want to find somebody, they can actually go to the search. They can select basically those same categories, and then they can basically look through the service providers. So there will be, like I said, promoted service providers as well. And obviously, they're going to be popping up top, but, doesn't mean that the project has to work with those people. It's just that they're going to be noticed first. So, I mean, if you're a successful service provider, whatever, you will most likely, want to promote yourself to get more business, just like any business as well. Marketing is always, a huge part. Like, just for example, let's say McDonald's, they spend, millions, if not billions of dollars a year, marketing their product. Even though everybody knows their product, they're still, going to put a commercial out there. So that's kind of what we're trying to do as well.
Perfect, right. And what you were saying early on there, digital too, is to my question, which you pretty much answered there. What if someone wanted to go through your service, but then around your service to do a behind the doors thing? As you said, the buyers or the people who are looking for the service can absolutely do that, but they run the risk of getting scammed, which there's a lot of that in the space. Which brings me to the question, what type of verification or vetting process do you have for the service provider side?
So once again, it's not going to be, as extensive. They will be able to KYC with us, and they will be able to get the verification badge on the website. On the website itself, there's not going to be too much involvement in it besides, your wallet, your name, and yeah. So if you are on the platform, you're not verified, obviously we will have basically, I don't want to say a warning on everybody who's not verified, but we will have some sort of a message, mentioning to everybody, if the person you are working with is not verified, keep in mind that the level of the services may not be, sort of say, let's say, to the par what you're looking for, So once again, I don't want to limit anybody from not being able to, list their services, whatever. So if they have some kind of a background, whatever, they are free to start fresh with us. So, however, if you do or don't, sort of say, provide a good service to the project, they will most likely not pay you, right? So they're gonna, have to contact us. We're gonna have to get involved, and depending on the severity, they can lose their an account, right? And we will also have once they do sign up, I don't want to say that we're going to track their device, but we're going to have their device basically register, right? So if they do register, and if they get their services banned, so to say, they will not be able to sign up again with that said device. So they're basically risking their reputation.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I like that. So, someone who, really wanted to use your service that is just starting out, they could make a name for themselves and rely also on, once they sell the service, the buyer could provide a rating for said service, right?
Correct. They can provide a rating, but if they don't provide a rating, once again, the work history stays there, and everybody's going to be able to sort of see who they worked for. So let's say I found a service provider, that worked for somebody 6 months ago. I want to, I know of that project. I know how well they did or how poorly they did. I want to go talk to them, right? So I'm going to click on that profile. I'm going to find their social medias. I'm going to contact them and ask them about the service provider if they remember working with him. And now they can tell me, yeah, he was, no good, whatever, our project basically failed, right? Or they can tell me he was excellent, he's actually on our team now. He still sells his services as a freelancer, and yeah, we're going to be happier. So there's also that. So, people can try to be scammy, so to say, all they want. But at the end of the day, that one person that leaves that bad review for them, is gonna ruin their whole, their reputation, right? Or there's gonna be the one project that's not satisfied with their work at all, and they're gonna say, we're not paying you for this, whatever, we're gonna leave you a bad review. This is just garbage. So people will start, to learn really quickly that just because you think you know what you're doing doesn't always mean that that everybody thinks that they know what you're doing. So quality of work is always going to proceed over everything else. And like I said, it doesn't matter what kind of services you provide. Doesn't mean that you're going to get paid for them if they're not great, and it doesn't mean that you're gonna succeed in the trying to bypass everything, whatever. So yeah.
Perfect. I like it. All right, so we do have some community questions here in text, but before I get into those, I want to ask the community if anybody has anything that they want to ask on voice. Please feel free to unmute yourself and ask a question. I can barely hear that. Is someone talking?
Hey guys, what's up?
Yeah, I think Zoo is trying to say something. Hey, Zoo, we cannot hear you.
How you doing?
Yeah, you have a question?
Yeah, but actually it's a brief question. Yeah, so I want to know, well, I really love all what you have presented, the digital, what he has presented there. So my question now is, I want to know, what marketing strategy have you been implementing to this project, and also what positive effect does it have on this project so far?
As much as I heard of that question, I heard the only thing I'm sorry I heard is what marketing strategies have we been using basically for the project right now, right? So for the project as whole, we started off with just basically word of mouth, friends. I actually spent every day just about 7 to 10 hours a day talking with different people, presenting the project to them. So yeah, after that, we built a small community. We built our DAO team, and actually, the DAO members are helping us out a lot as well now. They're pointing us out. Hey, I know this AMA channel. They're good people. They can. So to say, do a pin post for nothing, basically just because we believe in it, and so on. And after that, we started actually making some small partnerships. So we're in talks with partnerships with few channels right now, XDC being one of them. Acid, Rain on Me, is a private hangout as well. And he's actually going to be helping us with our private sale also. We have Vincent B. Crypto. They're fully partnered with us as well. Areas Announcements, they're partnered with us. So we're working our way up, right? Another group that we're talking with, I'm sure some of you guys are familiar with, is Achilles, right? So he was actually going to help us with the private sale and the seed sale also. However, he had let's just say a close friend of his, whatever, ended up rugging some people, and he's starting to stay away from it. So as soon as we launch, they will be partnering with us also. So yeah, we're just building as much as possible with as less as possible right now. But as soon as we get to that, once we're done with the private sale, which private sale funds, most of them will be used towards the marketing. So that's going to be the marketing push to the launch. And yeah.
Wow, that's really cool. That's really cool. And secondly, I would like to know what promotional price of BNB are you guys can we use to purchase a Nexus KYC NFT?
A really hard time hearing you. Seattle or Mike, have you guys understood that?
I said, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Go ahead, Zoo.
Okay, I said, how many promotional price of BNB can we use to purchase a Nexus KYC NFT?
Okay, so your question is how many NFTs with the Nexus can you purchase at the promotional price?
Yeah.
Okay, so next is, are you talking about our KYC services, right? So obviously one, right? You can only purchase one because the KYC or the Nexus KYC is our KYC service. So you can only have one badge for yourself, right? So you don't need any more. It's not gonna be, so to say, the value of that NFT is gonna be the value, so to say, telling people if you are, so to say, a good person, right? If you are KYC, if you have the badge, so that's the value of it to you. It's, so to say, your identification on the crypto space. So everybody's going to be able to purchase one. I mean, there's no okay, if you want two, I'll sell you the two NFTs, the KYC NFTs. You can have two badges, and they're both gonna say the same, but you can have two, I guess, if you want to pay for two. But there's really no need to have two, right? So everybody's, Mike, for example, he can have one. He can go through the whole system, through the whole process. Once he passes, we put his credentials, so to say, on the NFT, and people will know that he's KYC'd by Nexus, and he will be have credentials, so to say, right? So, and also the way that the KYC net or KYC by Nexus is going to work, you can go inside the Telegram group, you can put / and then Mike's Telegram handle, and it's going to tell you everything about them, basically, if they are KYC. So that's going to be easy for people to do their own research, so to say. So somebody can say, hey, I'm this guy, whatever, I'm KYC'd with so-and-so. All you got to do is go to their Telegram handle, copy it, put a / in front of it, go to the Nexus channel, press enter, and if something pops up about that person, they're legit. If nothing pops up after that person, they're not legit, right? Because, for example, I have an L in my name, so digital high roller. Basically, I have a couple L's. Some people can fake it with a capital I, or vice versa. So the easy way to do it will be to copy the actual Telegram handle, go to the channel / in front of it, press enter, and find out.
I actually like that. I do.
That's nice. That's nice. I really love the fact that you did clarify that, and also you did answer my question correctly. Yeah. So my last question will be: is it possible for me to increase the value and power of the NFTs? And also, what benefits are we going to get if we are having the best NFT?
So now you're talking about the actual project NFTs, right? So KYC NFT and the project NFT, they're two different things, right? So the actual Nexus KYC, that's NFT is only for the KYC. So the other concept that I already spoke about, that I actually revealed it to you guys, is basically you can own as many of those as you want, right? We're not sure what the price is. We still have to build it. Like I said, it's going to take about 6 contracts to interact with each other, plus 1 contract, I believe, to make them combine. So is that the concept, or is that the question that you're asking about? Because like I said, we do have 2 NFTs. Okay, so, but yeah, so to go, like I said, a little bit more into detail. So if you have a 1 out of 1, basically, collection, let's go back to the hair, because the way it's going to work, once again, you will be able to mint out of, let's say, 1,000 collection, right? So you're going to have 1 out of 1, so there's only going to be 1 hair in that collection that somebody has a chance of getting, and then there's 10 out of 10, whatever, and let's say 19 out of 19, and so on, all the way up to the 1,000, right? So you might have 1 out of 500, which is not going to be so rare, right? So not too many people are going to be interested in it. So the way to increase the value of that NFT will be towards the rarity, and you will also be able to stake those NFTs, and you will be getting the native token of the TxHD in your wallet, or as a reward for staking your NFTs. So if the NFTs, so to say, let's say, become very popular, people like the idea. Now you can imagine, let's say you have the 1/1 from the first collection from, the best NFT artist in the world at the moment, right? You can imagine how much the value you can put on that. But if you have, let's say 1/500 from the same collection, it's still valuable because there's only 500 of them, right? But it's not as valuable as the 1/1. So it's hard to say what the value is going to be, but the value is going to be coming from the rarity. So once you have let's say you fill out all of the features out, and let's say they're all 1/1, and the project is popular, you can pretty much charge what you want for it, right? Or what somebody is willing to pay for it. So the value of the NFT comes from the popularity, comes how much people like it, how much they're willing to pay for it. So for example, Board Ape Club, or Yacht Club wasn't always, $100,000 per, NFT. I'm sure, people got it for dirt cheap, back then, right? So that's, we're going to have to market them. We're going to have to, get people to start using them. And as more interest becomes of them, that's, people are going to be looking for those rares, and it's sort of say going to become collectible, right? And you will also be able to list the features either for sale, or you can trade them as well. So if you want to trade your whatever 1/1 hair for 1/1, let's say a hat or something like that, you will be able to ask that person, hey, do you want to trade this feature for that feature? So yeah, I hope that answers a little bit better. I'm sorry for confusion. I thought you were talking about the Nexus, which is, like I said, our KYC service.
No, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. You know, even if I was asking about that, some investors here would love to get some clarification about that. But it's cool anyway for clarifying that. Yeah. So about the staking. Yeah. So if I decide to stake your NFTs, yeah, the rewards I'm going to get, does it determines on the amount or the price of NFTs that I stake?
So the rewards that you're gonna get are gonna go towards the rarity of your features, right? So the rarer the feature you have on that NFT, and once you stake it, the more, so to say, token you're gonna get. It's not gonna be a tremendous amount. So I'm not gonna say that if you buy, let's say, a 2 BNB token that you're gonna be getting, 10 BNB every day in the staking, right? That we're gonna set the expectations straight. We're not gonna be the project, that offers 1,000% staking, 10,000% staking, whatever. We're going to have clear expectations and reasonable values, right? So whether it's going to be 10%, whether it's going to be 50%, we don't know that just as of yet, but it's going to be reasonable. So if you put in $100 into the either the NFT or the in the token, that doesn't mean that you're going to get $1,000 back just from the staking. You're going to get something back for nothing, but it's not going to be $1,000.
Okay, okay, okay. That's really cool. Yeah. So I really love the fact that you answered my question well, and also you present this really well. Yeah. So I think I'm done with my question. So Mike, thanks for the great opportunity, bro. Great stuff.
Appreciate the question there. So also touching on the token side of the NFTs staking, could one, depending on the rarity of whatever it is, could you stake multiple NFTs?
Oh, of course. So if you have, let's say you buy 5, NFTs, whatever, and you want to stake them, and they're, filled out with the features, you're more than welcome to stake them, right? It's not just going to be one, whatever, but like I said, the expectation is not going to be that you're going to be getting 1,000%, APY or something like that, you're gonna be still getting something, but it's not gonna be huge. We're going towards sustainability. We don't want basically to create whales, so to say, just from staking their NFT. That's that's sort of say not gonna happen. And also staking the tokens, it's not gonna reward in the native token. It's going to reward either, it's going to be one of the stable tokens, right? So whether it's, BUSD, USDT, BNB, Ethereum, whatever, the community at the time decides, or whatever, we find the best, so to say, it's going to be that. So people will be able to claim those rewards, and they can do what they want with them, right? So you can buy more tokens to get more rewards in the future, or, you can go ahead and go invest into some other project. So basically what we don't want to happen, we don't want people, let's say somebody invested $10,000 and they're staking all those tokens. They're, getting 10% of that, which is, $100 a day, whatever. And, all they want to do is sell it. Right, so we don't want that to happen. We're just gonna give you plain BNB, and you do what you want with it, or whatever the currency may be.
Perfect. And speaking on the same subject, the service provider side NFT, that is solely just a personalized NFT for said provider, right? And later on down the line, say someone who no longer wanted to use your service, that NFT, how personalized is it, and would it be worth anything for resale? Is it resellable?
No, the KYC badge is not resellable. That's sort of say asking Pink Sale, can I get a refund back, right? So you're basically paying for the whole KYC process, and we just put a twist on it with the NFT, so we can actually track it, which wallet is in. So for example, we'll have like if you want to forfeit it, that's fine. We can remove, we can put the status as no longer active or something like that. But as far as, selling it back for anything, that's not going to be really possible because, I mean, I'm sure if Pink Sale did the same thing, they would they would have a lot of refunds coming out. So it's a one-time fee for the NFT basically, and as far as of how customizable it is, it's gonna be your basically your Telegram handle, let's say, and it's gonna be your last 8 digits of your wallet. So in case, for example, that you change your Telegram ID, you have 2 options. You can forfeit that what's it called, the badge, basically, because obviously it's no longer usable, or you can update it. If you want to update it, you have to send the old one back, and there will be obviously, it's not going to be the same fee as, let's say 1 or 2 BNB fee, whatever, for it, but there's going to be something for whoever, or for Neil basically making the new NFT for his time. So
all right, perfect. So say, USA Crypto Group wanted to get a service NFT with the picture itself, could we customize it as much as putting our logo as the NFT? And, then as you said there, the other information would also be integrated into the graphic?
We do have our NFT right now itself, whatever, sort of say like a mascot, whatever, for Nexus. But I don't see why not. It just depends how hard would it be for Neil to integrate, let's say, your logo into the NFT as well. So for example, we do have like basically kind of like a alien guy, whatever, holding a shield, right? And we can, let's say, replace the shield with your guys' logo. But once again, if we do want to go with the customizable route, we might have to, or Neil might have to charge you more for doing so, right? Because it is customizable, and obviously custom stuff usually costs more. But if you want to just have a regular, NFT, whatever, from our side, then it's going to be, the flat fee.
Perfect. Thanks for that explanation there, Digital. Does anybody else want to ask their question on voice before I jump into a couple of text questions? All right, first one I'm seeing here, brother, from Don Julio, is on the website, as I read on how the client should provide more information about what they do in terms of business and what they've done for projects to help align them with the specialists in the field. This makes sense, but do you ensure any safety for the clients for their private information?
So if they KYC with us, the information will stay with the third party, which basically, they are the only ones that have the information. However, on your own profile, once again, you're not going to be asked too much. It's going to be, can you guys hear me?
Yep, loud and clear.
Oh, okay. My microphone wasn't showing up, but yeah. So if you do have the your profile, whatever, you will be able to sort of say have like a portfolio, whatever, who you worked with, and obviously your work history on there as well. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if that answers the question too much, or if that answers the question well enough, I guess. But yeah, so the information, the KYC information will stay safe unless you, so to say, mess up. But on your profile itself, you will be able to have a portfolio, and you will have, so to say, be able to select which services you provide. So once somebody searches for you, they will be able to select those in the search bar, and people with those selections will be showing up.
Perfect. Okay, so people who KYC should feel safe by saying that the Nexus will keep your information safe, is what you're saying, right? Nexus will?
Identify, actually, it's the third party company that we're going to be using to actually use your or store your information, right? The only thing that we're going to store your basically the signature, and we're still going to have the access to that information, but we're not going to store it on some of our websites or our desktop or anything like that. It's going to be through the through that company, which I'm sure they have their security in place and everything like that, but however, we will have the access to it. And as far as, once again, the information that we're going to hold from you is going to be the contract that you sign, saying, you are who you are, and saying that if I do anything that's, mischievous, so to say, I will, open myself, towards lawsuit and potentially, having my information doxed to the victims.
Perfect. And that's the limitations of your control, correct? Is, doing that said, you don't have controls over a sense where, a project goes to rug in a sense. Let's put the worst case scenario there. You don't have control over the contract, right?
No, we do not have the so we're going towards a little bit more towards more launchpad and like audits and stuff like that for because right now we're doing the KYC for individuals, right? So as an individual, Mike, for example, you can have your own personal badge basically saying that you are who you are, that you're not planning on anything mischievous, and if you do so, following can and will happen, right? But as far as the projects and launch pads, that's once again, that's a little bit in the future. We will not, so yeah, we will not have the, control over the contract per se, but we do have some measures that we're going to implement. Like, for example, we will have, let's say, the team reports 5% of the total supply, right? And we will verify that, we will record that, and anybody that invests into that, that's logged in with us, will basically get a notification if anything happens with those tokens. Because obviously, even if people launch with us, they can sell it on PancakeSwap, right? Or they can sell it whatever. They don't have to sell it with us. So that's kind of hard to have the control over the contract. But once again, when we do get to the launchpad, only verified people will be able to launch with us. So we will have that information. So not necessarily, we don't need to have the control over their contract, but the person, once we do KYC them, and once we do move to the basically team KYC and the token or the contract audits, they will basically give us full control. I don't want to say over their life, whatever, but over their private information, right? So where they live, whatever, where they reside, who they are, everything like that about them. So if they do scam somebody, we will go after them, legally. We will provide information to, victims of their whatever scam, so to say, for them to go after them legally as well. And we will, we're going to try to eliminate that aspect as much as possible, right? So everybody can feel at least a little bit safer.
Perfect. As you said, your side of it would, for the service side, anybody who wanted to join into your platform for the service side, you will take a 5 to 10% deduction from whatever is raised, right? So once someone gets placed, it's fully negotiable, right? As for said service.
Yes. So basically, the project, let's say I approach you for an AMA, right? I can offer you, let's say I offer you one BNB for your AMA, right? You can counter it. You can say basically, our AMA is a lot more valuable than that, whatever, this is how much it's gonna cost you, right? Or, if they offer you a price that you're okay with, you can accept it. So you can negotiate, go back and forth and, message as well. And on the end of the day, you don't have to accept it either. For example, you can say we only work with the verified accounts, or something like that, right? So, but yes, it's fully negotiable. You can enter any price that you want. The prices will be in the BNB because once again, the network fees are fairly simple, so to say, and the 5 to 10% will be deducted from the final price, so to say. So let's say it's let's say you charge 10 BNB, whatever, for whatever service, 10%, basically would go towards us. But if so that would be what, 1 BNB or something like that. My math, it's late here, but yeah. So let's say 1 BNB would go towards us. So once you guys do negotiate, everything like that will be in there as well. Notifications, saying that you will be charged either 5 or 10%, depending on the popularity of the site as well. Because those fees, so to say, is how we will sustain the website, how we will bring the launchpad, how we will be able to expand even further, market, and so on. So as much as I want to provide those services for free, give everybody safety for free, it's not, at the end of the day, it's not sustainable. So we do have to charge something. But comparable to Fiverr, them charging 25%, it's a lot better afterwards. So
Perfect. Actually, that rolls me right into my next question here too. Once someone is agreed upon said service for a certain price, it's all locked in, paid for. Nike's from the community here asks what will happen after they pay for the service and they're not happy with it, or the results are just not up to par. Will it be a refund or a fix or any sort of correction, or once the negotiations are over, that is it?
So we can go about that a couple of ways, right? What did you tell? Like, what was the original message for the services? So for example, let's say I'm a shiller and I say, okay, let me start it over. Project hires me as a shiller and asks for 1,000 members, let's say, in the next 1 week of time. And the price for it, whatever, let's say I'm going to get 10 BNB for that, right? So I can go ahead, start working right away. As soon as I start working, I can, time is obviously the time is not going to start ticking, but, we agreed upon that, right? So come the next week, let's say next week, Friday, I only got like 400 people, right? That's 40%. That's what you would get paid basically. And we can control that aspect from our side. So if the project, hires somebody as a graphic designer and their graphic is, very not much up to par or whatever, they can also contact us. We're going to check it out. And we're obviously going to have a contact with both parties, right? We can, tell them they're not happy with it. You can either redo the work or we can refund them. However, they will not be able to use any of that work, right? If they do use any of that work, we'll remove them off the platform, and that's it for that project.
I like that. So that kind of saves the service provider if someone wants to bullshit their way on really nice work. If they said they don't like it, and their intentions are malicious, where they're going to use it anyways, you keep them safe as well. I like that. We are running a little bit late here, brother. As you said, we're getting late. We're going to wrap this up here as that's all the community questions I'll take for now. I know there's quite a bit more. Please head on over to the TxHash Dome, the Telegram. Ask any questions that we missed. Maybe if someone wants to ask one more question on voice, please, before I kick it back to Seattle, jump on real quick.
Hi, thanks, Mike. Thanks,
Yep.
Digital. Great questions, and yeah, you articulate yourself very well. All right, yeah, well, I think I love the concept, Digital. I think, as you guys have probably already recognized, the hardship for you guys is onboarding, right? And I'm sure that you guys will also have a team in place for like a sales team. Yeah, and the token, I'm actually excited for your launchpad as well. I think it goes hand in hand. But right out the gate, I think the token's value will be based on or dependent on how many people you can sign up, right? Whether the platform's generating revenue, right? But I'm sure you guys recognize that, and I look forward to the progress and the developments of the platform.
Appreciate you guys for having me. Yeah, if once again, if anybody else has any questions, please head over to our channel. Otherwise, my DMs are open 24/7. Doesn't mean I will be responding to them 24/7. However, I will get to them in the timely manner. I appreciate every one of you for listening and giving me time to present our little project.
Some digital. So right now, I know it's late for you. Mike's going to come on. He's going to do a giveaway. So what we'd like to do is we'd like to raise awareness to your Telegram room. Is that something that you want us to do? Send people over there and say, great AMA at USA Crypto Group. Mike will go there and pick one winner. Is that something that you want us to do?
Hey, definitely, man. Go ahead.
Perfect. Sounds good. So with that said, Mike's going to come back on, and he's going to pick me as a winner.
We will see. Is your name on there is the question. All right. Let's get it, brother. Actually, here it is right here. Here's your name. But we're going to shuffle it down deep. Let's get it. Oh, also digital too. I want to ask real quick before the community heads on over. There's no restrictions to like an @ symbol in your chat, right? I just want to make sure the community might not get a restriction from a bot that maybe you have for putting an @ symbol when they say great AMA at USA Crypto Group.
You know what? I honestly don't know, but I don't think so. I think we only have limitations to like foreign wallet addresses or like foreign websites, basically. But I mean, if you want to head over there and check it out, because I obviously can't, because I'm the admin there. But yeah, if you want to check it out, let me know.
All right, brother. Appreciate it. Yeah, we'll figure that out real quick. City Girl was a $25 winner for the random attendee tonight. Appreciate it. And I know we had a lot of questions that I didn't get to ask, but I will make sure I go through all of those and pick the best question I feel was asked tonight and award $25 to that as well. And like Seattle said, which Johnny should be saying in the main chat right now, head on over to TxHash Dome Telegram and say great AMA at USA Crypto Group, and I'll be sure probably about 10-15 minutes. I like to give everybody a solid chance, and I'll pick an additional winner over there. Now, digital, I will have this posted and pinned shortly, and a copy of the YouTube link as well as the Telegram recording over to you ASAP, brother. I appreciate you coming out tonight. It was an amazing presentation, brother.
Oh, yeah. And one last thing within we forgot to mention is that we do have a limited three whitelist for the pre-sale. Is that correct there, Digital?
Yes, actually, that's correct. I do have, basically those people would be one of the first people that would get whitelisted. So we do have 3 spots.
Yep.
All right. You want to do that off the wheel, brother?
Yeah. So, Mike, so what are you thinking? Should we go ahead and do it right now, or should we follow up with a post later and have have people reply to that?
Actually, I actually appreciate that better, the post. That way, you actually, it's not just a random wheel entry, and you actually get people who are interested in getting into the whitelist. So I do like that. If digitally okay with it, we'll do a pin post for the whitelist.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, whatever works. We do have time. The private, basically whitelist gathering will end on the November 23rd, so there's plenty time for to give it away whenever you guys wish, whether it's tomorrow or a week from then. That's up to you.
Amazing. And looks like I do see that you guys are giving $20 each as well. So yeah, so one thing that we do here is digital. You have our lifetime support as long as you guys are legitimate. And so we will follow up with the post and get some replies to it, and making sure that the people who are actually want the whitelist are really interested in the whitelist. So we will do a couple posting for you guys as well.
I appreciate that.
All right. Well, that wraps it up for the AMA. Let me stop the recording here.